welcome back to another speed build. My name's Jess, and today I'm building in Selvadorada on a 30 by 20 lot. And today's build is a really minimal sort of style jungle getaway that I kind of envisioned being a honeymoon destination, but of course you can just use it as a really cool vacation house. And you can see I'm definitely going for that minimalist look with really clean lines and lots of glass, just because in Selvadorada, you really want to take advantage of those gorgeous views. And so I tried to do that with my build. It's funny, I paused on Selvadorada because for so long, for some reason, I called this world El Salvadoria. I truly can't explain where that came from and why I stuck to it for so long. But it means every time I go to say the name, I'm always sort of questioning myself if I got it correct. So anyways, that's my weird little story about how I, for years and years, never got the name right for this world. So you can see I'm starting by building sort of a like DIY pergola situation. And I really like to consider, especially if I'm building what I sort of think is a vacation home for Sims or a vacation destination, I like to consider lots of moments where you would want to sort of take a picture, have a little photo shoot with your Sims. And I thought this pergola would be a perfect area to do that. And so I used those curtains from Parenthood to kind of make what looks like sort of a canopy around the two lounge chairs. And I think that turned out so cool. I was really happy with how that looked, and I think would be a perfect spot for your Sims to take some pretty cool pictures. So you can see I'm starting on landscaping, and it was fun to landscape here just because I never use items from Jungle Adventure, just because the green really only works in the world in Selvadorada, right? Oh my gosh, I'm second guessing myself. So I had a lot of fun being able to use these items, and I really wanted to go for also sort of a minimal look with the landscaping, so I used just a lot of green and not too much color, and I think it turned out really nicely. I feel very good about the landscaping here. And you can see I'm starting on the exterior space. So the first thing I wanted to do was have like a sunken in hot tub area. And I'm so happy. I think that looks pretty cool. So really happy with how that turned out. And I really wanted to make the outdoor space somewhere like your Sims would want to hang out and have a lot of activity to do. Just because I assume if your Sims were staying here, they'd want to like soak in the views by making the most of the outdoor space. So here I am just creating really quickly some planters with the debug item or live edit item from Wedding Stories, my Wedding Stories. And I think that turned out really nice and just added the little piece of that the outdoor space needed. So you can see I'm starting to work on the interior, and in the interior I wanted to match it with the outside, keep it minimal and earthy. And so you can see I used like, for example, the inside table, but sized it up and sunk it in so it could work as a coffee table. There we go. And I think that turned out really nicely. I'm so happy with that little sitting room. And in the bathroom, I actually did quite a bit that is different from what I normally do. And so like I intentionally placed the mirrors in front of the window. I was actually looking at a reference image and I thought it turned out just really cool, and it's a very different bathroom for me. And if you notice there, I totally forgot to put a toilet into this build, so I'm really glad I caught that before I posted it, so it's all good now. But here I'm just building quickly a dresser space and sort of faux vanity. I thought that looked pretty cool and kind of perfectly separated the bed off from the dresser area. And here you can see I'm using the cutting board to be a sort of faux headboard for the bedroom, and I think that turned out really nice and really added in that earthiness that I really, really wanted with this build. So I'm starting now on the kitchen, and again, it's one of my builds, so of course I had to add some clutter on some kitchen shelves. And yeah, just so happy with how this turned out. I think it's the perfect mix of minimal but just enough clutter to make the space look lived in and sort of homey. And of course I'm using the journal from Parenthood to make like a custom book stack that works a lot better for like a minimal build like this. So happy with how those shelves turned out, and I think this whole kitchen just turned out exactly how I hoped it would. And here you can see I'm struggling with the counters a little bit because the island counters don't match up with just the counters. So I had to sort of squish in an extra counter, but I was able to make it work. So pretty happy with that. And this is actually my favorite part of the build. I really wanted to have an area that just highlighted the really beautiful artifacts that come with Jungle Adventure. So I went ahead and built this sort of wall with the shelves that really highlight and showcase these really gorgeous items. I was so happy with that, and yeah, it was just turned out exactly how I hoped. But we're actually coming to the end of the build, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for supporting my little channel. You can download this at the gallery. My origin ID is SimmeredJess. Again, just have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.